Georgia has some amazing lakes and a great boating culture, but sometimes people do what they shouldn't do, and that is to operate their boat while they're drunk or high on drugs. Georgia does have BUI laws. We've all heard of DUIs, but they have BUIs as well, boating under the influence. And it's a crime. It's not safe. It's something you should never do, and it's incredibly dangerous. This particular case that we helped the clients on, they came to us after having had their boat crashed into by somebody who was drunk at the time they were operating their boat. It's not that unusual. We think about being out on the water, especially in summertime, and just it being this big party scene, especially at places like Lanier. Well, you still have to be sober to operate a boat. So this drunk person was operating their boat, crashed into the side of our client's boat without any warning. They had no idea that this was going to happen. 6 people were on the boat, and they were all injured. We represented several of them. And what happens in a situation like that is it's really important to get a lawyer involved early in the process, because when you have multiple claimants, you can have multiple attempts to try to get the entire policy, right? Even though people might be friends, might be related, to some extent, it becomes a little bit of a race to get to the insurance proceeds. We were able to gather up our clients' medical information very quickly, get a thorough demand put together that really showed the kind of injuries our client had. There were some terrible lacerations, among other things, broken glass everywhere. Our client told us he was picking glass out of his arm for like a month after this crash. It was just pretty nasty. And so we were able to get a demand placed. We were able to get a global settlement that met with everybody's satisfaction. We got all the insurance money that there was to have. Now, what does that mean? It means that not only do we obtain the full proceeds of the insurance company's policy, but we also have to verify that the person who's responsible doesn't have any assets beyond that policy, right? What happens if somebody is a gazillionaire, but all they have is a $25,000 policy? We're not just going to take the insurance money, right? But most people, if they have assets, and assets worth protecting, they have insurance to protect those assets. And that was the case here. We verified that there was no massive wealth behind this, that the $1 million policy was going to be all that it was. They were not driving some huge 80-foot yacht. This was just a regular old fishing boat, but they were drunk. And so we were able to get their full insurance proceeds, make our clients happy, get everybody made whole in a way that made sense in this case. But it does point out, again, the dangers of drunk boating, and can't speak enough to that. Our clients did everything they could to keep themselves safe, but there's only so much you can do if somebody is hell-bent on going ahead and breaking the law and putting everybody else in danger by their reckless actions. So be careful out there, but maybe the main lesson from this case was hire a lawyer early in the process. Don't wait, because if you wait thinking that the insurance company will take care of you, the reality is that you're going to only end up adding insult to injury by preventing yourself potentially from ever getting any recovery, but just sitting on your hands and hoping that things will take care of themselves. This was a case where, because the clients got us involved early, we were able to get them the best result possible and got them as close to being made whole for their injuries as could possibly be done, given the limitations of the amount of insurance that was available.